Yeah, Dave could do it. Hi, everyone. This is BND Live. I wasn't recording the intro, but you guys all know who we are. So we're just going to go straight into the recap from last time. It was dark around noon. You had just defeated the forces of South Corson and defeated, outright killed two of the captains and sent some guards running. Pounder, the large Goliath, had a pouch with some amount of gold, a great axe, some throwing axes. Cyrus had a magic short spear, some throwing darts, some platinum. And you basically looted the bodies of the captains and soldiers and split away from the group of refugees in Talon. He was going to go with the sort of able-bodied leaders, grab the rest, and then meet you back at Doleth. So on horseback, with Mr. Bones stuffed into the bag of holding, because Lily rolled high enough to retcon that, you rode on horseback and you overtook the wounded soldiers, but left them alive, arriving at Doleth around 5:30. You ditch the horses and sneakily make your way to the respectable Dragon Inn. Soldiers out front cause some reconnaissance done by Paelias' pseudo-dragon, and Finric runs up a wall to get inside. Inside you meet Saul, who lets you know that Kitty Laud has been taken to the castle. A mixture of charm and violence takes out the guards stealthily, without them blowing their whistles, and you meet Reggie, who gets you in the main city wall. As you plan your attack, the arrival of the wounded guards interrupts you, and you get a glimpse of the king and the last remaining captain, who may have noticed your familiar flying above. So we're going to pick things up. Still dark. Around 7:15, the last rays of the sun are disappearing. You are in the shadows near the sort of inner castle wall, not the outer wall to the city, but closer in. And you've just seen the king kill one of these soldiers who returned and bring the others inside. What would you like to do?
Well, we didn't see this, right? This is just what Paelias is telling us happened?
Correct, yes. He's described it. He's described it through his familiar's eyes.
Well, I think that Lily is going to roll her eyes and be like, not hard to kill someone with only like 2 hit points.
Oh, yeah, no. The king's killing was more of one of sort of frustration with his soldiers' ineptitude.
Yeah, but it doesn't make me think any higher of the king because he killed someone who was nearly dead anyway.
Oh yeah, no, he's a jerk. King is a jerk. That is exactly what that show was supposed to do. Whoops. There we go.
Oh, is that a familiar?
Yeah, that's
That's a little dragon familiar.
Pseudo dragon.
It's like to scale.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that one
that's
is.
so accurate. It's a really high production value show here too.
So I don't know about anyone else, but I am quite worried about where we are.
Maybe we should be hiding.
I
Aren't we?
think we should be hiding and resting.
Yeah.
We still need a long rest, don't we?
Yeah,
Um,
you
We
guys
do.
are still going.
yeah.
My spell slots are not thrilled with where they are.
So here's the thing. We no longer have the surprise attack.
Plus, Paelias seems to be zoned out. I can't get his attention.
No, he's still in his stupid, whatchamacallit.
We may have to just carry
He
his
can't
body.
hear us,
Grab him.
see us. We just have to shuffle him around.
So I guess the question is, do we try to hide like here inside the walls, or do we go out the way we came and go back to the peasants?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. What is the likelihood of us? I feel like if we were to take the battle outside of the castle, we might actually have some advantage. Like, because we would have to take the guards and or the captain and or the king out of their castle walls. I feel like we've done pretty well so far by the bridge, by the road, that it might be beneficial for us to try to draw them out instead of them drawing us in.
Yeah, this place was built for defense. Assuming.
Yeah, I mean, considering there's only like what, 2 gates, and then the one by the, or 1 gate and the one by the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the outer city wall, which you are inside at this point. But the as far as you can tell, you haven't done much looking around. You've only seen through the dragon's eyes, but you know there is one main gate to the castle that you're outside of the 30-foot high wall for now.
So, if the arcane user captain is suspicious of or possibly have seen a familiar, she doesn't know where the familiar is coming from. She knows that the familiar has to be within, like I said, was it 100 feet, 150 feet, 60 feet, something like that?
Yeah, 100 feet to see through its eyes.
All right,
Unless there's
so
some weird connection, but that's anyway. Yeah, go on.
right. So then she knows that we're somewhere within 100 feet. It might be in our best interest to just have that pseudo dragon maybe fly to an inconspicuous place and bamf out.
They could just bamf out anywhere.
Well, yeah, but then if she didn't see it, she just happened to be looking in that direction, it's definitely going to be obvious when this flying creature just suddenly disappears instead of just flying away.
Paelias would have mentioned that they had gone inside.
Oh, so it wouldn't matter at this point. Okay, well, they went inside and they're not necessarily going to see what happens with the pseudo dragon. However, they could be telling guards to start looking for us right away. So I'm thinking we should get out of this area quickly.
Okay. Out of this area, like outside the wall again.
I think we should try to make it back to, let's say, the woods.
The woods.
Yeah.
You don't think we can hide amongst the peasants?
I mean, we might be able to, but we don't know anyone. It's not like we could hide among them.
We could go back to the place that we came from, the what's his name's dude, or we could go back to the inn.
Yeah, we can stay at the inn. It's our inn now.
I mean, if we go to the inn, they would probably, that would be one of the first places I assume they look for us.
Or the last place. Why would they go there? What a dumb place to go. That's the first place we go.
Oh, the closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm.
What if we were to turn the
Just figure it
tables
out.
on these guys? How old did the witch look? What's her name? Countess Magica?
The arcane.
Yeah, how old did
Yeah.
she look?
You've only heard her described as her. You've never heard her name.
So what if we write like a really crappy note, like a ransom note? It says, "We have your mom. Let peasant kitty go," and then we send it in the window, and then she gets it, and she's like,
My mom!
and then she suddenly switches sides and helps us get the prisoner out.
I mean, are they going inside just to pretty much be like, Falrith, get out of here, because we don't want our good thing that's going for us to be ruined because of you? But then again, I mean, then they'll just send Falrith out and we'll find him. Because we've got a compass that points to his ass.
What if we said, don't give us Falrith, give us Falrith's head? That way they try and kill him. He tries to fight back because he obviously doesn't want that, and then they wipe each other out.
Well, it's too late. We already passed the word on through those.
Dear King Crap, we changed our mind. We want Falrith's head now.
We already have one. We want a matching set.
Please deliver us a dead Falrith.
Bookends.
Preferably in a bag of holding.
Ours is getting filled.
Cool. Should we talk about this more on the layout?
All right.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah, I
are like crouched in an alley between 2 buildings across.
We're
from
sending,
the,
stoning each
castle
other.
wall.
If we sending stone Paelias while he is looking through his dragon's eyes, does that work? Can he hear us that way?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so he
It's
can't hear
legit.
us if we speak, but he could hear us through telepathy.
Yeah, through the
Well-
magic of the sending stone.
Okay, well, hey. All right, so I guess we could talk to Paelias that way and be like, all right, you don't need to look through the pseudo dragon's eyes at this point. Maybe in a little bit, but we need to get out of this area. We need to
Can we
head
just
back.
slap him and then he'll come out of it?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're moving. We're
Alright.
going.
Yep. All right. You get him out of it, and you're moving. Bamfs the dragon out.
Do we just totally reverse all the steps we've taken that we used to get in? Do we new?
Well, we
need a
don't
new-
know any other way, do we? We probably have to take the same way out that we took in. Do you know your way around this place? I'm not going to get lost
know
here.
my way up. Turn to a bat, fly out.
Not a bat. Oh my gosh! Stop with the bat. Lily is done with bats.
You don't get a bat then. Can't fit everyone anyway.
I mean,
What's
you
up?
guys would remember your route from the drainage culvert to where you are.
Well,
now,
yeah.
but you'd
I
have
mean,
to do
we've
some
only been
stealth checks to get back through the inner city.
Okay. Should we just go in reverse?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Give me stealth checks for as you walk through. You better hope they're
Ooh.
good because Paelias did not roll
23.
well. What's that?
23 for Twizzard.
That is good.
Didn't realize he was that stealthy. That's probably the stealthiest I've ever been.
I think I broke B&D Beyond, or D&D Beyond. It's B&D. Oh, it's 15. There we go. Because it just kind of didn't roll at all. It just kind of like moved and stopped, and I was like, oh, 15.
What do you got there, Finric?
I mean, 14's pretty good, right?
What's that?
14's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
Half
it's
of that
definitely
is-
definitely beats Paelias's 1.
Oh.
Um,
We're dragging him,
basically,
right?
you guys like turn to go away, and Paelias like starts to trip, and he's gonna go down in his plate mail and make a ton of noise, but Twizzard sort of grabs and steadies him as Lily and Finric both sort of stop him from making a huge noise, and he's like a little sheepish. Probably because he was in the view of the dragon for so long, he got a little.
Makes
Yeah.
good sense.
I'm going to suggest to Paelias that maybe he wears his hat to look like, I don't know, Falrith? I mean, he'd probably be okay with looking like Falrith. Or could look like Pounder or the other guy, right?
No, we'd get so much attention.
I know. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
Then
that's
any
interesting.
suggestions?
I guess this guy self would make his armor, because he gets disadvantage on stealth because of his armor. But if he's using the hat,
Right, but it doesn't technically change it, right? Isn't it still like he would be still wearing that armor? It wouldn't become padded, or it wouldn't become like it's more of an illusion, right? Like if you were taller, like if you were made to be taller, like someone's hand would go right through your head.
I was gonna say I think that's right because if like someone reaches out to like touch you,
Yes.
it does. You don't assume the form of.
that's true. But it makes everything look that way.
This is definitely like a tree falls in the woods and no one hears it type of.
It does not. It does not. If no one's there to hear it, it does not make a sound because sound is audible. And if no one is there to actually receive the audible waves, then it's just a compression wave,
Well,
not necessarily a sound wave. Sound wave has to be received by someone's ears.
I cast fog cloud.
Yeah, I think he would need to do alter self to muffle, or to basically get rid of the disadvantage. Yep. All right. Anyway, you guys sort of. There are a few folks walking around, both noble-ish looking people, although certainly to Lily, these nobles are not exactly as fine dressed as she would expect. But you also see a few city guard and soldiers walking around as well. But you managed to make it back to the culvert seemingly unseen. So you're going to go back out to the outside of the main wall?
I think so. To
Yeah.
the outskirts where we are a little bit more familiar.
Okay.
Should we go to the inn? Anybody want to vote on that?
Well-
I vote the inn.
We could head towards the inn, and as we get closer, we can assess and decide to veer off.
You also would know where Reggie's house was, which is what Saul took you there. Reggie was her spy
Yeah.
master.
How big was Reggie's place? Could we crash there, you think?
You could crash there, yes.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go to Reggie's place.
And I would want to doubly make sure that nobody was following us. So maybe
Okay.
kind of make a long, try to do something to make sure that nobody's following us.
All right, give me a perception check as you meander your way the long way.
Come on, figure it out. I press the button, and it's choosing not to do anything. There we go. 8. I didn't even see it roll. What is wrong?
Well, your perception's pretty low, so I guess it.
Yeah. It's weird because the same die is stuck on my page, and it says 12. So,
I'd reload that page.
yeah, I'm going to try to reload. Yeah, look, my dice is just,
Technical difficulties.
yeah. It must be an April Fool's joke by D&D Beyond.
Classic. Speaking of jokes, what did you guys do with the guards' bodies that you killed outside the respectable dragon?
I think we left them, did we not?
Yeah.
So, well, we probably brought them inside.
Do we prop them up like they're sleeping?
No, I think we brought them inside.
We may have.
I feel like someone pressed the digitation something.
All the blood that was outside.
We
on
did,
the
that's
floor.
right. So we would have brought them into the kitchen or something.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
definitely remember prestidigitation, all of the blood. There
I
was a
remember
lot
that
of
too.
blood.
I think I just wanted to leave them outside, and everyone convinced me that was a bad idea.
I think that sounds right. All right, so where are you guys going?
I think we're gonna go to
Reggie's house?
Reggie's house.
All right, you guys.
Does
sneak
anyone
there.
else want to make sure we're not being followed? I mean,
Not sure if you're being followed or not.
I'm pretty sure
Go
we're
for
not.
it, Finric. What do you got? What do you got perception wise?
Oh boy. 20.
Finric feels pretty confident.
I feel pretty well.
Confident.
And you make it in to see Reggie. He says, he's like you sort of like go to knock on the door and he opens it and like, get in. What are you doing back here? What how did it, where's Kitty? What happened?
Slight delay.
Slight delay?
Yeah, as we were getting there, the soldiers came back from the remaining soldiers came back from battle. The king came out. There was just a little bit too much heat, a little too much noise. So we need to rest and try when there's not so much commotion already happening in the courtyard.
Yeah, we need a plan.
All right, I agree you need a plan.
I mean, we were going to kill the king. If we killed you instead, I guess it would still be right side, right?
Wow! That was great.
Inspiration for
That
that.
was great.
You're
That
gonna
was
need it.
good.
I mean, inspiration. Yeah, no, you can stay here. I could, I haven't heard from for my person inside the castle since Kitty was taken. But I can try to reach out again tomorrow morning.
So you have a spy there?
Yes. Yes. That's how I found out about
No.
your Falrith.
Well, I think it would also be helpful for us to know what the king is going to do with Falrith now that he knows that that's who we're after. I mean, technically, I'm after bringing down this whole monarchy, but I guess first and foremost is getting Falrith. And then, once Falrith's out of the picture, we can do whatever we want.
Sorry, how does the king know you're after Falrith?
Well, you know those guards that we just told you came back?
Yes.
So this guy here, and Lily points to Paelias, decided to use his big booming voice. And of course, Lily is getting all snarky right now because she is not a big fan of Paelias. Thought it was a good idea to tell these guards who were barely alive to run home and tell their king that should they give us Falrith, there would be no more bloodshed. I didn't agree to that.
It'd be funny if it worked.
It would be a miracle if it worked. All right, well, you should be safe enough here. Don't think they have associated this house with the resistance.
Dibs on Reg's bed.
Well, I think that in the meantime, let's see here. I think it's only an hour because Lily can alter herself so at least she can look different. She can look like one of the people that left, the girl that she found out some information from. I don't remember her name.
Kitty?
No.
No,
Siri?
Something like that.
Siri? Something. Sira?
I think it would be safer if you all slept in I have a secret basement room.
Ooh.
Secret basement!
And he sort of leads you over to a corner of the room. He puts his finger in a little knothole in a wooden plank and lifts up the secret door. You guys can go down into the basement. There's a few blankets and things down there. It won't be that comfortable, but it should be safe enough for the night.
All right.
All right, I'll see you in the morning.
That's good. Good night.
All right. So you guys go down, find what comfort you can with your cloaks and the few blankets that are down there. You also see it's a bunch of provisions, basically. Some casks of presumably water, maybe something else. And then foodstuffs. But are you setting a watch, or are you...
Well, Paelias only needs, 4 hours to do his meditation thing, so he could take the majority of the watch and just do his, 4 hours. I don't mind...
Mr. Bones is on watch.
Mr. Bones is in a bag.
Are you going to take him out?
Yes.
All right.
You better cast that thing on him before he comes out of the bag.
I will. All right, I cast Animate the Dead on Mr. Bones.
There he is.
Which you're just going to take a long rest, so...
I know.
You get
I
it
still
back.
click my spell slot, though.
Okay.
Are you a wizard?
Well, I am
There's
an
a
Eldritch...
reason for everything
I'm
we
an
do.
Eldritch Knight, so
Sounds
I am
like no.
essentially...
Sounds
I'm
like,
essentially a
sounds like what you
wizard.
said was no.
Hey, I wonder if we go back, if we can use Mr. Bones as a distraction. Have him just sort of walk the perimeter of the castle and attract a bunch of attention and go up the other side. Not do anything, just sort of hang out as a big skeleton walking around the castle.
He certainly attracts attention.
We find...
We never use him to create distractions, but I feel like that's, we're sitting on gold.
Definitely. All right, so you guys, no events during the course of the night. So you'll all have the benefits of a long rest.
Oh yes,
Oh boy.
that's what we need.
All right. Paelias is imminent. All right, so you hear a brief knock at the door the next morning, and then Reggie pokes his head down and he's like, "Hey, get up! It's morning. If you're gonna do something, gotta do it now before they kill her, if they haven't already."
Ugh,
Yeah.
I'm hoping to sleep in.
Oh boy.
Do we have something that could just blow up the castle?
Yeah, it's called fireballs.
Nah, they're not that good. They're good.
Fireball!
I don't know, I never tried to cast one against something that's not a creature. Would they have an effect?
Well, I mean, fire or our magic missiles were able to blow a hole in a wall, right? Bookshelf or door.
Yeah, I mean, things have hit points, but the stone wall is not gonna fall to one fireball.
No, but a wooden door might.
A wooden door might. That's true.
All right, so we need a plan.
Gotta do your planning.
Operation Get Kitty. I've got a kitty.
I
got a
mean, does
cat.
anyone know, like, would Kitty be given food? And who would give her the food? Could I, like, alter myself to look like that person and go in there and try to get Kitty out that way?
Reggie pops in. I could go try to make contact with my person on the inside and see if I can learn anything.
We could sneak someone in with the bag of holding, right? How big's the bag of holding?
There's only, like, what, 5 minutes of air in there or something like that?
I mean, what are you gonna?
Yeah, something like that.
You gonna do some shopping while you're there? Get in, stick her in the bag, and bat out of there.
But
Can you keep the bag unzipped a little bit so she can breathe? Or does that not work with how the magic works?
no, yeah, it's like,
I think that's how it works.
So then we keep her in the bag and get to a spot where you can take her out momentarily. She gets some breath and then hold her breath again.
no, I'm not putting a living person in there.
Uh,
Mr. Bones doesn't need to breathe. He's fine.
but that's a way. That's a way to get someone out.
3 or 4 guard heads and a Falrith head don't need to breathe. Now I'm regretting, like, throwing Morgo's head over into the water, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, we got a pretty good menagerie going on. All right. Well, how long, if you try to speak to your person on the inside, how long would you expect to get a reply?
Great question.
Thanks.
Don't. Usually I can send a message using the butcher. I don't know. Hopefully I'd have a reply by lunch, by noon.
What about the baker or the candlestick maker?
Can't trust the baker, and the candlestick maker's been dead for a while.
All right. Well, then in that time, we should have a better plan.
Yeah.
So we could try communicating with the king and her, or we could try being sneaky.
All right, I'll put the wheels into motion to get the information.
Or we could try a direct assault.
I don't think we should assault while they're in the castle keep.
We could try the diversion. Stir up something on one side.
We don't know the layout of the castle at all. I mean, the fact that we were able to get Falrith that one time, I mean...
All right. Oh, did Reggie go?
Yes, Reggie's out.
Well, you could. I mean, yeah.
He's
what were
out,
you saying?
yo.
I was gonna ask him who knows the layout of the castle in there. His spy. Anyone else?
Like, could someone draw us a rough map?
Or come with us.
He could try to get you a rough map. He can try to get you a rough map.
I mean, it would only help in knowing, I guess, exits or possible exits, but we
Also
wouldn't
where
know.
we're going.
Right, but we wouldn't know, like, of hiding places. It wouldn't be that detailed.
I mean, I wouldn't expect it to, but it would give us an idea of where we're headed, so we wouldn't have to go exploring and be going down the wrong corridors.
Yeah.
I'll see what they can do.
Okay. Laminated.
Yeah, I mean, if we could just go down to the municipal building and maybe we could just get the plans.
That is a great idea.
And we could see, we'll get like the air ducts.
That costs gold.
We'll get the sewer systems.
It's called a hole in the side of the castle wall. Are there sewers connected to the waterway? Can we sneak in under things?
I mean, the way that you got in the big wall was through a culvert that they had, chiseled away the metal bars on the inside of.
So, I mean, how many guards are we going to have to go up against if we fight inside? Are these guards going to stay loyal to the king if the king is dead? Like, will they continue to fight or will they stop?
They might be afraid of her. So I would bet until they're both dead, you won't see a change.
I mean, I'm thinking that the king, even though he is a dick, he's probably still a decent fighter. And we're going to have two magic users, Falrith and the lady captain. So I kind of don't want to go up against all three of them at once, plus a plethora of guards. I think we need to separate them.
I think we should try and turn them against each other. With that fake note, dear her, I like your mom. Love Falrith.
No.
Don't ask me about this. I will deny it.
I mean, can we go rescue what's her name and not get involved in our final battle? Is there any chance you think we could get in there and?
What if we went at night?
I think they're looking for us. They saw evidence of us. They know we're after Falrith.
That's why I felt like one person would be good, because it's not our usual crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Carry the bag, put him in the bag, stop for air brakes, and we can get her out.
Well, if someone like myself with alter self goes in there with the hat of disguise, if I can get Kitty and she can wear the hat of disguise, we could both look like guards or something and just walk out.
We could cause a diversion outside.
You think you just walk in and out like the wind?
Yeah.
Yes,
If
that's
you
exactly
belong,
what I thought.
act like you belong, right?
Yeah, just bring a clipboard. I think that's usually the thing.
You're from HR.
Yeah.
One of those vests,
Yep, that's.
high visibility vest and a clipboard.
That's what her stands for. It's HR. That's why everyone's so afraid of her. It's not HER. That makes total sense.
Okay, so are we doing this? And then in terms of if we need to create a diversion, it seems like we don't create one unless we need to. And then if we need to, does that mean wizard being some good distance away from the castle, launching a fireball.
Or doing something, yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if we had the able-bodied peasants who wanted to fight in the resistance to actually fight with us, because they would be the diversion while we go and take care of Falrith. Like, I was kind of hoping that we could use the resistance as our way of getting to Falrith, because he'd have to either show his face and help in the fight, or he would flee, and then we would be able to chase after him because we have a compass that shows exactly where he is. But now that we have to go get Kitty, we can't wait for the resistance. She is the resistance. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I am the brute squad.
Yeah.
Or are we back to trying to see if we can like sneak someone in there and get Kitty and get out?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So let's do that.
All right. I'm on team diversion.
I guess I'm on team sneaky sneaky. But I think I would want to bring the hat of disguise with me. In fact, maybe use the hat of disguise myself, and then once I get to Kitty, give her the hat of disguise, and then I'll use alter self.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
I don't like going alone, but I don't know if we could do this with more people.
You hear a rap, pause, rap, pause, rap at the door to Reggie's place.
Is that the code we were told was the secret code? Does anyone know?
You were with Sal. Sal was the one who knocked. You could roll a history check if you want to see if you remember if it was the same knock as he knocked.
That's AM who does.
22. History.
Yeah, it was the same knock he used.
All right. Come in. I use mage hand to open the door.
Oh, nice. You see a startled looking person who you sort of remember from that first night when you were introduced to the resistance, but you also see Talon who enters.
Talon!
Oh!
Hey, Paelias.
Paelias!
He's awake. He finally woke up.
I'm awake.
He's no longer looking through the eyes of his pseudo-dragon.
That's right.
So we usher them in. Come in.
I made it back around midnight with the rest of the refugees. They're back among the buildings, but they're a bit upset to be back at all. But for now, they're safe.
We need cannon fodder.
No, don't say that.
Basically, he was led to Reggie's when they found that the responsible dragon inn is empty.
Okay. I guess catch him up as quickly as possible.
All right.
Is he super sneaky? Can he do disguises? Or does he really need I
think he needs woodsy areas.
I'm pretty sneaky, and actually I can make up to 10 other folks very much more sneaky as well. With my arcane manners. But I'm not sure. It'd be easier at night, but it could certainly help. And as soon as he says I could certainly help, you hear the sound of whistles being blown from different parts around the immediate environments. And sort of Talon's like, what's that?
Well, it looks like we're going to have to fight. Lily takes out her dagger and rapier, or actually scimitar. I forgot she has a scimitar.
Do we want to hide or do we want to hold our ground?
I think we're going to have to hold our ground.
if we hide, we could do some sneak attacks.
Well, I mean, we can. I mean, is there a window that we can look out of? Like,
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, there's a window.
okay, well, we can at least
There's
get
even a
an
second floor window if you want to look out the second floor window.
Ooh, yeah, better
It's
vantage
like-
point.
It's like the roof, but there's a window on the one side.
All right, Lily will go up there.
I'm going out the door, and I'm going to the next house. I'm hiding under a pile of garbage.
All right.
I'm assuming
Okay.
there's a pile of garbage to find. both-
So, as you go outside, you hear the whistles again. They seem far off. Lily, you go up to the window. Give me a perception check as you look out the window.
My dice. Look at where it went. I have no idea what that
You can't
is.
see it. It rolled off the screen. There's the tiniest little nub.
So I just have to. There we go.
Oh.
It's a 7.
I mean,
I
can
am
tell
not
that
happy with this right now.
you can tell that the whistles aren't nearby. And you hear them sort of being answered far away.
Okay.
So who came with talent? Is it someone who knows about the resistance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I can help. Wait, didn't you just leave to go hide in garbage?
I'm yelling from the garbage pile.
No. But you can sending stone one of us. I mean, Lily's gonna come downstairs and she's gonna say, "It's. I can't see where it's coming from, but it's not immediate. It's not in like this area."
So I asked Agnes to ask the guy, I asked Lily, are there like patterns that the guards use to give meaning to the whistles?
Normally, the whistles are for calling the guards to a certain area. The fact that they've been roaming so much through our neighborhoods is just new as of yesterday. But those sound like they're perhaps from the castle wall, or from the city wall, rather. I don't know what it means. Either they're all being summoned to the same place, or something else is happening.
All right. Then should we send out Paelias' pseudo dragon?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Maybe he can get higher vantage point.
Let's do it.
All right. Paelias, you bamf in your pseudo dragon, and it goes out the second story window, or the roof level window. And you're looking through its eyes, and the first thing you notice are at least half a dozen plumes of dark smoke. And it doesn't even need a perception check to tell that there are multiple points around the city wall where buildings in these sort of slums have been lit on fire, and the fire is starting to spread.
Oh, crap. We got fire abound. They're lighting these homes up.
There's our diversion.
You sort of wheel your fairy or pseudo dragon over toward the large gate of the wall, and you see there, coming from different directions, the soldiers who were spread out throughout the slums are now sort of reconvening and entering the main city wall.
Well, if there's already fire, what's a few more fireballs?
I don't want to destroy the peasants' town.
Well, it's already up in smoke, so
The peasants in there?
Are you describing
I'm sure
this?
they're out.
Are you describing what you see, Paelias?
Yes, I described what I saw.
The
Are
person who
we-
came in with talent. He's like, I have to go warn people. I have to go warn people. And he runs out, just like sort of maddened with fear, probably for friends and family.
Oh,
Talon's like, oh, that's not good. What's the next move?
Well, it seems as though retaliation is not too far, so I think our fight is now.
I don't know if rescuing Kitty should be the priority then, because what does that really buy us? Unless she's like a central figure that all the peasants will rally behind.
But at the same time, shouldn't they be rallying to get her out?
Well, they should be, but like I don't think that should be our priority now, unless she would have that effect on the people. Now I think it should be like taking out the king, taking out HR, or taking out Falworth.
HR.
Why don't we just call her Karen?
Erin.
Oh
Erin.
my god, I should have named her Karen.
Not too late.
She's got that
You haven't
haircut.
told us her name.
Yeah, no, it's canon already. It's not her name.
HR.
You can call
Oh.
her Karen. I like that you call her Karen.
It's Karen. You know.
Oh,
So do we just start making our way over to these plumes of smokes and
oh,
just?
you want to head towards the smoke?
The smoke or just the castle?
Yeah. Are they the same direction?
So you guys are at Reggie's, which is in the slums outside of the city wall.
all the
Inside the
guards are
city
heading
wall, there
towards-
is the castle. But all the guards who were sort of patrolling the slum have now been summoned back to the main city wall.
Is anything burning inside the city wall?
For that, give me a perception check, Paelias, with advantage because you're a
For the
dragon.
for the pseudo, it's the same as mine.
I'll go get the book.
Is it the same as yours? No, it's not the same as yours.
It's better. It's probably better.
Better.
It's dragon perception.
Yeah.
is
Pseudo
better.
style.
Who said that?
I want to say +4.
Perception is +3.
But you get
close.
advantage on it.
Right.
Stealth
You
is
get
+4.
advantage on it.
So we got that one, which is not going to work. So we'll get this one instead. Oh, wait, what are you doing? Ah. Okay, don't ignore this one. Oh, didn't mean anything. All right, this one. Oh no! I rolled the same thing. It's a 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's. There are definitely buildings burning on the outside of the wall. You don't see anything burning on the inside, but it seems like these fires were lit on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go back.
Maybe that's their distraction to pull us out.
Mhm.
It's working. So what'd you say, Finric?
I was going to say, do we go back to our hidden wall entrance?
Twizzard comes
Yeah.
in smelling of garbage.
That way we don't have to go through a main gate, right? That just seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you are currently in Reggie's place. Reggie's not there. Talon is there. It's still relatively early in the morning.
You saying we should wait until nightfall?
I'm
I'm
not saying
saying
anything.
that
I'm
we
just,
can.
just saying.
We could wait for Reggie to get us the information that we need. He might be able to tell us about what the guards are doing.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll go upstairs to Reggie's bedroom then and just take a nap because I didn't sleep so great on the
On
basement.
the basement floor.
Yeah,
Plias,
it's
what
not
can
so-
you do with water? Could you put out the fires in those houses?
Maybe. Yeah, let's see. That's a good idea.
Isn't this a diversion though? Isn't this what we wanted?
But it's not really a diversion.
I mean, they're not going toward it.
They're not going towards it. They're going away from it and into the castle
They pulled more people out of the slums.
and are reconfiguring to take.
Okay, I can control any freestanding water inside an area I choose that is a cube up to 100 feet on a side. And I can choose any of the following effects when I cast a spell. I can repeat the same effect or choose a different one. I can do a flood, cause the water level of all standing water in the area to rise by as much as 20 feet. If the area includes a shore, the flooding water spills over onto dry land. If you choose an area in a large body of water, you instead create a 20-foot tall wave that travels from one side of the area to the other and then crashes down. Any huge or smaller vehicles in the wave's path are carried with it to the other side, and they have a 25% chance of capsizing. The water level remains elevated until the spell ends, or I choose a different effect. That sounds pretty good. Do we have a body of water somewhere?
That does sound pretty good.
There is definitely the river nearby, but I don't know how close that is to the houses that are burning.
Can we let's get the pseudo dragon on that?
Let's see here. So
Well, the houses that are burning on the outside of the ring. Right?
Yeah, I know. But
so
is it
the
the city
fires
gate?
are
Oh,
here?
you're trying to put the fires out.
Yeah.
Oh. They'll be okay. They'll form a bucket brigade. I thought you were going to use it to, like, crush the castle.
Oh, the fires are
where
in.
the- That's where I guess I said, yeah, half a dozen.
You said multiple plumes, but I was assuming they were all in the same place.
No, they basically set. I said half a dozen, right? So yeah, 3. Yeah. So basically, they've set fires spreading outwards from the wall.
So then maybe we could use that water for the water that's inside, and we can just start taking out.
I mean, there's certainly water here.
Yeah.
And the castle's right in the center, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday, when you guys were along the castle wall, you were like right in this area right here, and it's sort of this nested structure.
I mean, I feel like we could use the water to our advantage.
Mm-hmm. Are the fires near the lake there?
They are represented by the dice on your screen,
Oh, I see.
but they're soon going to spread to the other buildings.
Outside of the wall. Yeah. Yeah, I
They're
mean,
all
I could probably set I could probably help the triangle dice.
Do we need to, though? I mean, so I'm all for helping the people out, but
This is probably closer to the wall.
so what's the motivation for this? Was this set by the people inside the walls to flush us out?
I think to stop the resistance.
Yeah, I
So
feel like it could be.
the responsible dragon inn is around here. You guys are in Reggie's, which is like a little off the screen over here.
Wouldn't they just set more fires if we put them out?
That would require them to come out of the.
Or just shoot fire arrows from above on the wall? I'm assuming they can walk on the wall.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
You've definitely seen. Well, that's not true. You haven't seen, but when they described Falrith standing on the wall, it was the city wall, not the castle wall.
Okay.
What if we use this as an opportunity to stir up the crowd? Start getting everyone all worked up and say, now's the time. Start the rebellion.
Grab your pitchforks.
Seize the castle.
Save Kitty.
All right, I look out. Wait, am I standing outside?
No, you came back in smelling
I
of
think you
garbage.
came
You
back.
might want to.
Am I
You
in the
might want to
doorway?
prestidigitation yourself.
I smell great. I smell like the people here. I look out the window. Do I see anybody?
No.
Okay, I take a few steps out the door until I see someone towards the street.
Okay. Yeah. You see a peasant, as it were.
Hey, you peasant!
Yes.
Spread the word. Now's the chance. Rise up. We're gonna take this fight to the castle.
Our homes are on fire. We have to escape into the woods.
You're gonna live in the castle. We're gonna take over that, and you can live there.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Doesn't matter who I am. Matters who you are.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Uh-oh. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. I already rolled the lower one. 3.
I feel like Lily's starting to get worked up and antsy, and she might do something rash. Like running out into the streets and starting to cause a ruckus and a scene.
That's what I just tried.
I know,
It's
yeah.
hard.
You just went like 2 feet out into the street and talked to the first old man that you saw.
Beggars can't be choosers. I found the first person I saw.
I assume it didn't work. Yeah, he just like, bah, he makes his way away.
Do I have something I can raise my voice?
I can thaumaturge you.
Oh.
No, we know how well that works.
Well, hey, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
I mean,
can
it
we,
goes. It probably goes as far as Misty Step.
30 feet.
Yeah, what do you need to get the spark going?
Yeah,
Well, the thing
thaumaturgy
is,
would make your voice boom 3 times as loud as normal. So
Yeah, so I mean, at least the people around me could hear me better.
that is true. It is true.
I don't know about you guys. That's my vote, though. Stir up the crowd and see if we can get them to
I think Lily's on board with that.
get on our side.
Sure.
I think she's itching for rebellion. Maybe she goes out there screaming for the people.
Yeah,
Down
I can
with
make
the
I
monarchy.
can make an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of my choice within range, such as a rumble or thunder or a cry of a raven or an ominous whisper.
Go with the raven.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
The raven.
Well, I can also
victory!
alter the appearance of my eyes for 1 minute.
Ooh.
Oh, we can all drink sun's glory. Go running about with sun rays coming out of our eyeballs.
All right, so you guys exit Reggie's place, and what are you doing exactly? Just describe this to me.
Oh, I think Lily is running with her.
We're stirring up the crowd.
She's probably running around. She might not have her weapons drawn at this point. She probably put them back. But I think she's going to run around and she's going to start trying to rally the people. Saying, the king can't do this to us. Take up arms.
Yeah, most
Bring
of the
down
people
the
that you
king.
see are heading away from the castle walls and away from the fires. So you're trying to gather a group around you?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to do like a border collie kind of thing and go a little bit past them and start kind of circling in.
Yeah, I think if we put out some of these fires, it would help rally the people too.
All right, well, Lily will do her thing. You do the water thing.
All right. Yeah, I'll try the water thing. I'll
Finric can run up wall things, and
Yeah.
Wizard can fireball things. I don't know.
That won't help.
play fire with fire, man.
Just to say, ultimately, do we feel like if we're gonna start using spells and stuff, do we feel like we're also gonna be battling later, or?
Yeah. You're saying we should keep our reserves, right?
So
Probably
just
use all
do
your spell
physical
slots
thing.
first. That's
Bucket Brigade.
Because the reason we didn't launch an attack yesterday was because we were out of spell slots. So the reason we're even in this spot of having to put out fires, literally, is because we've used up spell slots.
Yeah, but Paelias only needs 4
Well,
hours.
these guys aren't. I mean, it's not their first day living in this place. They've had fires before. It's not they're like this has never happened. What do we do? Abandon the city?
you
Like-
see people running. I don't know what to do. I'm abandoning the city.
Wait, did we get a long rest?
We
You
did.
yes.
We already
okay.
had it.
Cool. So I used 2 of my spell slots for this already. So if I used another one, it would just be the 1 instead of the 2. So I'd still be up by 1.
But
What
you
did
should
you
have
already-
full spell slots right now. You haven't used any spell slots.
Right.
But
But
he's saying yesterday
exactly.
too.
Oh, okay. You're saying you were spending them slowly anyway.
No, well, I'm saying that I would still be in a better position now, even if I used a water spell, than we were in yesterday.
Gotcha.
I'm willing to use a cantrip. So I can use Gust to fan the flames.
Blow from one building to the next.
Well, could he gust it downwards?
I don't know. Can I do a reverse gust?
Grease it. If only you still had the grease, man.
He does
That'll
have
work.
grease, but grease
So
is
you guys
a.
are like over here. Where would you like to run?
Doesn't matter. Fire is both
I would
ways.
say Lily would be more familiar with the area that's closer to the responsible dragon, so she might do a loop that goes in that direction.
You go
Okay.
north.
And yeah, which looks like, from our point of view, northwest, or north, and then towards the east.
Up. She's going up.
I'm going up.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely, as you get closer to this area, the sort of it's a clear day. There's a little bit of wind, and the fire does seem to be spreading from building to building, and you see people just streaming away from it toward the outskirts of the slums.
Ugh. I've got nothing. I've got firebolt as a cantrip. That's not going to be helpful. Light. Don't know how that's going to be helpful either.
Sorry, my kit's focused on destruction, not cleaning it up.
Yep. I think she's just going to use her words as best as she can.
Okay. And you're trying to rally people.
Rally people. Yeah.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
Oh, this is not my nature. Can you stay on the screen this time, please? I might have to go to physical dice. Something is up. Like, why isn't it 8? I don't even have dice. Where are the dice?
Technical difficulties.
You're familiar as flying above the.
All right, it was an 8. Or that's what it's telling me it was. I didn't actually see the dice at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, you shout out to people that this is, one injustice too many, and we had the chance to fight, and just no one seems to be listening to you. They're all about finding their family and getting the heck out of here.
Oh,
The
man.
few wells that are outside the city wall, that people could, in theory, be forming bucket brigades, with the amount of fires that they see, they've just given up and they're just running.
If only Agnes was here, she'd have a +10 to persuasion.
Well, maybe we
Plies,
don't need
how does
them.
how does your
Yeah.
water spell work, Plies?
Basically,
Do you need to be within? You need to be close to the water, right?
so water spell, control water. There it is. All right, 300 feet is my range. And yeah, until the spell ends, I can control any freestanding water inside an area I choose. 1 cube up to 100 feet on one side. So am I within 300 feet of the water?
No, but you could be. You could get there.
Okay. How long would that take?
10, 15 minutes.
Well, think of this. Say we don't put the fires out, then the whole peasant village burns. So all the people leave. So we rescued all the people. They are able to leave the city, except for the one that's in jail right now. So we lost one, but we saved all the others by they are no longer under control of the evil.
We've
people.
given them additional motivation.
Yeah. Now they're free. They can go live their lives wherever else they want to go. And so now we're left with the guys inside the castle walls who have no peasants to do all their work for them. So we could just starve them out. Because, they're not going to grow any food in there. They don't know how to do that. We could go to Falworth's house and just wait them out there, or decide a new plan after that. We'll see how far they get without any peasants.
Are there more peasants inside the castle?
There's
Walls?
at least one.
The city walls, I mean?
I don't know. It's all the fancy folks. You know they're not going to do anything helpful.
Right.
I do feel like the king kind of shot himself in the foot.
Bit of a long game, though.
It is, yeah. They could have a lot of stores, food stores. But the king was a hefty guy, right? He'd probably eat most of them.
He's not a hefty guy. Why do you think that?
Oh, I thought so for some reason. I don't know. I thought you said that.
He's a big guy, but big muscular, not big hefty.
All right, he still needs lots of calories.
That's fair.
He's eating more than 2 nights worth of food. 2 nights with a K.
I think we can all agree that Twizzard has a misunderstanding.
Just a general misunderstanding.
So, yeah, you want to just go in there and, like, kill him then?
Yeah, okay.
I feel like everyone within the city gates are going to be after us.
Yeah, but most of them are fancy folk, right? What are they going to do?
They don't have to do much. They could still hit us.
Can we continue the fire inside? Can we spread it inside the walls?
You got fireballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we set fire to their town?
We fight fire with fire.
Yeah, they like it.
I mean, Lily is not around to hear your plan. She would definitely be against that.
Good thing she's not around.
Yeah, that's perfect. Now it's done.
Hey, Shawn, how do you determine what effect, like if we were to shoot a fireball into the city? I mean, obviously you hit a creature with hit points, you say it affects him by X. But if you shoot it at a bunch of buildings that are flammable,
Yeah,
how do you...
fireball lights things on fire, for sure.
Okay.
And then you can gust it up.
I don't know how much to reach that far.
Now, the buildings inside the wall are not as packed as the sort of outside slums, so it might not spread as quickly from building to building, or
That's
it
why
might not
it's
spread
best.
at all.
Well, unfortunately, I can't.
I know, you're spreading good cheer.
Yeah.
All right, anybody else got any ideas?
So Lily,
like it.
you've
Why are we
left
sending
the
Stone
sight
Agnes?
of the others?
See if Agnes has any ideas.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Oh my God, where is Agnes right now?
Agnes would be in the future. We don't know where Agnes would be.
No, Agnes isn't in the future. 'Cause you guys are on this Dillick. Agnes is in
Destin?
oh, her future. Yes, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
Agnes's
Yeah.
future. So we don't know exactly where she is.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like she's been a pretty good mentor to Lily the little bit they've been together. I feel like if we just asked Lily, she could kind of channel Agnes and get the answer you're looking for.
Right, but that's why Lily is going out there and trying to rally and using her small persuasion.
How's that working out?
It's not working, but
No one's plan is working.
If my whatchamacallit is within 30 feet, if my pseudo dragon is within 30 feet of the water, can I use him to channel the water?
Ooh, a relay.
300 feet? I think technically you're only allowed to cast spells with touch
Oh,
through that. But that said, that is a very... yeah, sure, I'll allow it. Why not?
okay. Can he get within 300 feet?
Yeah. Let's just say your pseudo dragon
Okay.
gets within 300 feet.
Then let's do the spell.
All right, what are
So I do 100 feet on each side, a cube of 100 feet, and I bring it over to the closest house to the water, and I pour it on the fire.
How far can you bring it?
Oh, I don't know. It just says I can control it. So let's see. So
This
Let's
is
see. Well,
control
we're gonna
water?
flood it, I guess, right? Flood. So I caused the water level of all standing water in the area to rise by as much as 20 feet.
20 feet.
If the area includes a shore, the flooding water spills onto dry land.
Pretty good.
So this is a large body of water. Create a
Mhm.
20-foot tall wave.
Uh-huh.
It travels from one side of the area and then crashes down.
Is this gonna do more damage than the fires?
Maybe.
So our plan was to destroy them harder.
More
So
motivation.
basically, you basically like, yeah, just like a 20-foot wave rises up and crashes down, flooding this area, and yes, putting out this fire.
Nice.
Mission accomplished.
And about 100 townspeople have now died from drowning.
We'll find
But they-
out later.
Drowned in a fire.
I mean, if they're like townspeople, they're all like out, you know, in
Yeah,
alliance
they were
with this.
they were mostly evacuating, so maybe it's not that high a death rate.
And so now, as an action on my turn, I can repeat the same effect or choose a different one. So that means I don't have to. I'm concentrating up to 10 minutes, so I don't have to use a new spell slot to control this water, right?
Correct.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. So now we're gonna redirect the flow and cause flowing water in the area to move in a direction I choose, even if the water has to flow over obstacles or walls or in unlikely directions. So let's flow over to the next fire,
Okay.
and let's
All right.
keep pushing it fire to fire up until my 10 minutes runs out.
Nice.
Keeping your pseudo dragon near the water, in theory.
Right.
Now you're gonna lose some water each time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, could
Yeah.
he technically go the other direction as well?
Yeah. I might have to do a new spell for that, but
Oh,
Give me
Maybe.
a wisdom check. Just roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
yeah.
We'll use that as a modifier. So
All right. I got 16.
all right. So yeah, I'm gonna say. Let's see. So if that was 0 to 5, this is 5 to 10. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're able to keep this up. At one point, Lily, you're like trying to get people to your side, and you see this like undulating mass of water, almost 100 feet on a side, just like sloshing through the area. People are like, "Ah, we're gonna drown, we're gonna burn!" And just no one is listening to you. But it continues around, and yeah, you put out all these fires with that one
Nice.
spell slot.
Work.
But now the water is like sort of spent.
Okay.
right. But because all of those buildings are now wet, any other fires should not be able to go to them.
Yeah.
It's going to take a difficult time to light them up again.
And I mean, I could do another spell and finish the other side.
What spell slot? What level spell is that?
It's a 4th level.
So that's all of your fours, or
No, I have 3.
oh, must be nice to be a high level person.
Mm-hmm.
You're not that far behind.
Yeah, I'm an 8, and you guys are 10.
Don't worry, we'll fix that.
Yeah.
So, how are the townsfolk reacting? Are they happy, sad?
I'm like, look, the fires are out. We need to rally. Let's save Kitty.
They're like, who's kidding?
Give me persuasion at advantage.
Let's see. I should just probably. I'm gonna roll with an actual dice because there's something wrong with.
You want to hit your buttons by the time
No,
you hit it?
no.
You find your dice.
Look, I've got my dice right here. All right.
It worked.
That one's 11, and that one is 20. Not natural, but 20.
All right. Seeing their homes and businesses, as you know, modest as they were, no longer on fire, they focus on this new person in their midst who some of them had heard tell of a plan to kill a bunch of troops, slay a captain. You know, they're like, is that the girl with the heads? And there's a general, you've got people listening now to you, and they're like, what is going on? Who are you? Why are you by yourself? What is going on? They're listening to you, but they're not like, you've got their attention. What do you want to do
They're
with it?
curious now. Oh, am I going to have to pull off like some kind of Braveheart speech or something like this? Rally to me!
Are you still by
Rally
yourself?
to me!
Did Finric and Twizzard and Paelias, did you all let Lily just like run off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was controlling the pseudo dragon.
Can I call Agnes for a bardic inspiration or something?
What would you like them to do? What are you describing to them? What do you want them to do?
So I would like for as many able-bodied people who want the king to be held accountable for his terrible deeds to come and fight with the Ateum, who have already...
Who are the Ateum?
The Ateum is a group of people who will fight for your rights
To party.
to live a better life. I'm gonna say that we're the ones that that took down 3 out of the 4 captains so far, and we have a mind to bring down the rest.
Show us these
There's just
Ateum.
one more left.
Well,
Hey,
then Lily will use her sending stone to be like, I need some of the Ateum to come over to the responsible dragon.
Yeah, head toward the
And then
refinery.
I'll start saying to the responsible dragon, resistance
responsible dragon.
headquarters.
All right, the crowd starts to move with you.
All right, are you guys coming?
Yeah, I feel like I should finish off the rest of these fires though.
Okay.
I was really just working on one with just like a bucket and stuff by hand, and it wasn't really doing much. So
Can he get all the way over there? Can my pseudo dragon get all the way over there? I can still control him from there.
Huh.
Is he too far?
Yeah. That's a good point. Probably not.
Oh.
Because I think yeah, if you were heading this way and then the pseudo dragon was 100 and it had a range of 300, that sort of made more sense. But yeah, being over here makes no sense for you to be able to do that.
Okay. I'll let that burn then.
Yeah, maybe that side burns.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Bad luck.
Should have been on this side.
Wait, hold on. Just spitballing here. What if he goes over the top instead of around the outside? Because there's technically water in there. The pseudo dragon could still be within maybe 100 feet of him and 300 of the water, but
You
going
think the water could
diagonally
go over the
across.
wall?
This is a huge city though. This is not like.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just curious. A 20-foot
I think-
wave
I
is
think-
pretty big.
I think it's not the size of the wave that's the problem. It's how proximate you are to the water, and I think the rule of cool sort of allowed us to do what we did. But I think the other side, unless you walk all the way around.
Yeah, what if you turn me into an owl? I could probably fly over.
You want to be an
That-
owl?
That could happen. That sounds
I'm down.
pretty badass.
You
Sure,
want to get
sure.
over there? Or do you want someone else to be an owl and carry you over there?
Oh yeah, that works too.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd have to drop owl form to cast the spell.
Yeah. We leave someone in owl. We have a permanent owl, then they can carry people around and carry you back.
Maybe
Yeah,
talent.
okay.
You could turn me into an owl, sure.
Poof, you're an owl. All
Cool.
right.
All right. Now carry me to get to 100 feet of the water and within 300 feet so that we can do this.
And then
All right,
drop
so-
him off the responsible dragon.
So
Yeah.
Talon in owl form brings Paelias over the castle.
Nice. And then we'll do spell number 2.
Do you have the owl stats handy, Tim?
I don't.
I can.
Erin, do you have the owl stats handy? Of course she does.
Let's see here.
Is it the monster man?
I believe it's a giant owl, right?
The whole thing alphabetical?
Not an owl bear.
Giant
owl.
eagle, giant fire beetle, giant owl. Here you go.
Here we are. Big hooter. All right. What are you looking for?
AC, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
I got it up here. The owl takes 4 damage from arrows that sort of fly at it as it flies over the castle. But it's still
With
up.
armor class is 12.
Yeah. Some of them missed, but some of them hit. And Talon's like, he like screeches and like wheels away from the castle, and flies over and drops Paelias. He drops you right near the water
Nice.
and like looks at you.
He goes and builds a nest.
Good job. But I'll need you for the return trip, so don't go anywhere. Yeah, so we'll do the spell and we'll flood that water again.
All right, you see this wave of 20-foot water start to come toward you,
Whoa.
and the owl's like, actually,
You might want to get airlifted.
Yeah, maybe owl fly us like 30 feet up.
and you're like inundated as the top of the wave sort of hits you. As this deck save wasn't so good, but you're like soaking wet now. But you managed to hold concentration on the spell.
Nice.
And roll the wisdom again.
Wisdom's coming out at another 16.
All right. These 2 fires go out.
Nice.
Woo!
Look at that.
Save.
And polymorph lasts for an hour, I believe.
That
Yeah.
sounds right. Yeah.
All
Should
right, so you fly.
Should I try to gather these people over too?
Yeah, sure. The more the merrier. Go to the responsible dragon.
Okay, I'll thaumaturgy now with my cantrip, and I'll say,
Flies lower down over the city.
"Come to the responsible dragon. We will not take these fires and these beatings anymore from these castle people. Come to the responsible dragon, and we will form la resistance.
2 drink minimum.
There will be
Give me
punching power.
persuasion at advantage.
All right,
2
persuade.
Cover
I'm sure you
charge,
can-
3 gold.
I'm sure you would look more majestic if you were flying on the back of the owl instead of being carried by the owl.
You
Right.
look like Punch.
Yeah, like,
That guy's in a lot of trouble.
Okay, 15.
all right. You see them sort of like, they see the wave, they like connect it to you, and they just start heading
feel like
through
this
the
is
soggy
propaganda.
streets
Nice.
toward the responsible dragon.
Should we just like fly in front of them? Like the owl just like fly slowly to direct them, to lead them their way?
Yeah, sure.
To bring more
Talon
people as
can
we go?
understand your commands, so he flies in front of you
Nice.
as they head there.
And we'll just keep picking up people and we'll keep thaumaturgying more if we see more people.
Don't forget to
Your
take up
passive-
arms.
Your passive perception's pretty high, right?
Passive perception?
Yeah, 17. You notice more and more guards swarming to the top of the city wall.
Ooh, can you knock them all?
Wow, these guards are sucky. That one hits, that one doesn't. Wow.
I mean, he's a flying owl. It's not like it's an easy target.
It does take 6 more damage, though, as one of the arrows finds its mark.
All right, well, that's 10. He's got 2 more. He's got a total of 19, I think.
Oh,
Sort of
I can
flies
do a healing
little
word on
further.
him.
He flies a little further away from the wall.
I'll do a healing word.
Okay.
Spell slot level 1.
If you need healing
No,
bird.
don't worry about it. You're almost at the dragon, and he's not going to die. He's just not going to be an owl anymore.
It's okay. I never use my first level
You
spell
can
slots.
land really fast.
Okay. All
He's
right.
got 10 more. 10 more healing.
Okay. All right. Oh, now they're hitting their mark. 17, 18, 19. Can I get a 20?
Oh boy.
No.
We'll root for them.
Yeah, 13 more damage from arrows, but you set down, and the crowd is sort of following behind. But you can definitely tell that the soldiers on the top of the wall were sort of tracking the owl, even though it sort of flew away further as more arrows went out toward it. You can sort of see it drawing the crowd of the soldiers who are like running along and pointing.
Nice.
You've definitely caught the attention of the city.
Twizzard, fireball!
That owl?
No, the guards that are gathering all in the same area of the wall.
Well, the peasants could take them out.
With what?
Well, eventually, not right now.
Their rakes?
I was gonna say the
Their
fireballs for
pitchforks?
HR.
Fire rakes. Fire forks.
Should I hit all those guards?
Well, I don't think anything's going to go on fire if it was part of the outskirts now that everything is soaking wet. I think we
You've
make our march.
So basically, this has taken some time. So you've been moving around the city, you've been putting fires out, you've been flying around as an owl. I'd say it's maybe like 11 or so as the crowd of people starts to gather in the courtyard outside the responsible dragon.
Reggie back
guys-
yet?
Exactly. You guys are sort of in the center there of attention. He couldn't find you before, but now that there's like all these people, you see Reggie run up. He's like, "You folks have been busy. What's going on?"
Well, as you know, the people inside of the city thought it would be a good idea to put the outside of the city on fire. So we had to do something about it.
I'm beginning to think this might work.
Yeah, well, it's got to work fast.
Our plans always work.
Until they don't.
Never the way we plan them, but they do work.
I've got a map for you. It's crude at best, but let me send it to you. He sort of holds out this piece of paper. That's like crudely scrawled with some writing implement.
I also cast Mage Hand to grab his wrist. I say, "Thanks for the map. You're also coming with us."
I will go with you.
Okay. Good. Mage Hand's not very strong. You could have just pulled away from it.
I mean, if this is the revolution, then I'm here for it.
Nice.
Apparently, Kitty is being kept in the dungeon underneath the main castle keep. There are guards many places. You'll notice on this map, these circles are sort of the towers that you can see. And the one with the F is apparently where your friend Fallerith is staying, in that circular tower on the inside wall. And the two marked G are where the guards who are not on duty are usually either garrisoned or if it's night they are sleeping. The royal stables are kind of looks like a 4, but I think it's supposed to be an H. That building there. And there are some bridges that connect the sort of inner castle walls to the outer castle walls. You can see the sort of the inside is this 4, and then the central keep in the center, and then the outside is an octagon. And there are a few bridges connecting that, but I don't know how much use this will be to you.
This
Now,
map is excellent.
The dungeon is going to be in the center keep, but at the very, very bottom.
It would, yes. There's a locked door off the central room of the central keep that leads down to it.
Okay.
What are these circles again?
Those
The
are all
towers.
the towers.
Oh,
Sort of these towers here.
oh, a
You can
tower.
see from the outside. And the central keep. So this wall is 30 feet, so the towers are about 40 feet, and then the central one is even bigger. It's like 50 or 60 feet, probably.
Wait, I'm sorry, 60, you said?
This is the map that they say.
Nice.
The big one was 60 feet tall? Was that the...
Yeah, 60. You would, let's see, if that's 30, it's probably, to its tip top is probably 80, but to its tallest window is probably 65.
Okay.
Finric's just trying to figure out if he can run straight up the wall.
Yeah.
There are windows periodically up it if you have to take a rest.
All right. Well,
All right, so all the people are sort of grouped around you. They see Reggie. People who are familiar with the resistance recognize him as one of the top organizers. So they sort of give you time to talk to him, but they're all, some of them are eager, some of them are nervous. There's all ages at this point.
Yeah.
They're all sort of looking to you guys.
well, we're gonna
And
need.
I guess there's still an owl there, which sort of caused some of them to back up when it landed, but now it's sitting there licking its wounds.
Do we have any of those weapons that we confiscated?
We brought back
Uh,
a few in the bag of holding, right?
Yeah, you see, well, and then the other refugees that came with Talon brought the rest. So you do see more than ever armed, but it's still not a huge number. But
All right. Well, then
you'd probably guess there's about 3 dozen or so that are armed reasonably well.
Reasonably
Right.
well
And
sounds
still
good to
more
me.
people are gathering.
yeah. Lily's gonna say, take whatever you can as a weapon, whatever you feel comfortable wielding. We have a few more armaments, but not that many.
You guys are over here at the Responsible Dragon. Lily is
Crack some skulls.
your meeple. How do you want to go about breaching the city wall?
And well, they're definitely gonna see us coming, right?
We just want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go through one of the doors.
You can tell that there's a group of soldiers like on the wall at this area, sort of looking to see where the owl went down, and knowing that they picked up Kitty from the Responsible Dragon and that they had guards there posted until you killed them. You can feel fairly self-assured that they are watching that area.
I mean, we could just turn a lot of people into owls and fly them in.
When you say a lot of people, we can turn what, maybe 2?
Yeah, two more. Go
Two more. Okay. Or
But not at the same time. Remember,
That's
concentration.
true. That's true.
oh,
No,
or
I
you
can't.
could try fireball on the wall. See if we get some wall breakage.
Well, we could go to one of the doors, right? That might be a little easier to get through than one of the walls.
Yeah, we could fireball the wall
Hmm.
or the door. I mean, the door's not open, right?
Maybe they forgot to close it. Probably not open.
I mean, do we go in through the secret entrance?
I was gonna say, can we just like funnel a whole bunch of people through there? We only have to use it once. It doesn't matter if they know that we have discovered it.
What's the secret entrance?
How we
Secret
snuck in.
entrance is over here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Let's do that then.
Like literally just rush it and like get as many people into the city with us as we can.
Right.
Charge!
You know that it's like a culvert. I mean, you've been through it twice.
I mean,
So
presumably other people can go through a cult. Sorry, what was the?
I guess my point is, it's pretty
Oh,
much a
wow.
one person at a time thing.
Yeah,
Well, could we
Okay.
send a couple people that way to maybe try to open the gates from the inside?
Mm-hmm.
a
Or
little Wilberforce team.
if we're creating enough of a distraction on the outside of the wall, could a few people who are familiar with the inside of the wall maybe go through that culvert and get to one of those gates and maybe make it a little bit easier for us to get through the gate?
Reggie.
Anybody have an
versus-
invisibility cloak?
I I certainly don't have an invisibility cloak. The problem is the mechanism that controls the gates is often well guarded. I could try. I don't know though. It may be a suicide mission.
All right, then maybe the Ateum should go in, but we don't know the layout as well. So we would probably need to go with someone who knows well.
A damn +1.
I could certainly accompany you, says Reggie.
I mean, we could still split up the Ateum. We could have some people leading the troops on the outside. Like Lily would probably feel more comfortable being on the outside with her new resistance buddies.
Yeah. Let's take a half Atam into the group, and then Lily and someone else can stay out with the distraction.
I mean, Talon could probably stay out.
You want to take the rest to go in?
Chizzer, where do you want to go?
Well, are we going through the crack? Well,
Yeah.
You want to just try and blow a hole in the door?
Well, that's what we were going to try to do, but the thing is we thought we might have a better chance of getting through the door if we had maybe someone on the inside kind of helping out.
Well, why don't you do that, Twizzard? Why don't you lead the charge in blowing a hole in the door while we try to open it from the inside? And Finric
Okay.
can go in.
That sounds good.
So Finric, Paelias, and Reggie on the inside?
Yeah.
All right.
Finric, that good for you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Paelias, you could wear your hat to make yourself look like a guard.
Yeah. It still looks weird for a guard coming through a secret entrance, though, so we'll have to get in first.
Right.
But yeah, and Finric, you can monk strike.
Shawn, how strong is a drawbridge door, or whatever these things are?
So these gates are
Do they have hit points?
Are they metal? Are they wood? Are they combo?
they're a combination of metal and wood. You haven't really been that close to one yet, because you've only entered through the culvert. What you can see from afar is they are fairly imposing, and they were, based on Finric's assessment of these stone walls, you know them to be, the stone walls to be very sturdy. You suspect the gates are probably just as sturdy. They are, a door and a wall is a weak point, but this is a pretty damn good wall, so you can assume that they're pretty damn good doors. But yes, they would have hit points.
Which is why it would be helpful to have someone on the inside to maybe work the mechanism.
Yeah, Paelias would have seen through the dragon's eyes before the gates opening to allow the soldiers that were patrolling the slums that were recalled to go in. So you've seen them open. It's kind of, think of it like they're not as massive as the ones in Lord of the Rings, but they are, they take a minute or so to open and a minute or so to close.
All right.
Could enough unseen servants do it sneakily?
Any problem could be solved by enough unseen servants.
So
So how many do you need? Then that means we'll need like an hour plus 10 minutes. Get 6 unseen servants out there.
Door is mysteriously opening.
All right.
And the wall itself has like a walk along the top of it. Is that sort of?
It does.
Is the mechanism on the ground floor or at the top?
It's actually inside the wall, it says.
Hmm.
In the wall.
Yes, on either side of the... Basically, each door can open separately. The mechanism itself, from what I can tell, is quite intricate.
Maybe we should send someone in to charm person to open the door.
The crowd's getting a little restless. You hear someone
but
yell
are
out,
we
"What are
walking?"
we doing?"
Are we walking?
Oh, I don't know. Where are you walking?
Well, at some point you're
Well,
at the
we're-
door.
Well, we have to kind of go in the direction of.
Are you walking toward this door? That's probably the closest.
Oh, and then the culvert's the other side.
Can enough
Culvert's
people
down
lift
here.
it? I'll bet they could lift it.
You see, we've already gotten the people from that side because Paelias called them all. I haven't
So you're
called
just
all
gonna
the
go-
people from the other side.
All right, so you guys are making your way
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah.
The eagle's sort of like flying from building to building.
You think they could lift it? The people?
Lift what?
No.
Lift the
Definitely
door
not.
open?
No.
No. Mm. All right.
We build a really tall ladder.
Well, we still have the
Oh,
owl, right? He
tall.
can drop some people off on the top.
I mean, you have the owl until the hour wears off, so yeah, I mean,
Also, I feel like he could like flap and peck at those guys on the top and knock them off.
If you can get close enough without getting hit with arrows.
Well, I mean, eventually they'd shoot, and then they don't have any more arrows.
Yeah. That's your strategy, yeah?
the owl
There you
sort
go.
of looks at you. He's like,
They'll run out of arrows eventually.
Oh, you'll turn back into Talon
Just-
before then.
Just dodge them.
You got 20 whole hit points. How many more do you need?
Okay. Well,
you are gathering more people as you like make your way through, and you can tell that the sort of guards at the top are keeping pace with you, just keeping an eye on this crowd that they can see, between the buildings, because you're quite a attention draw with this crowd of people grows.
It's too bad I couldn't be more magical and have like
Gets a little unruly.
a major illusion of like a crowd going in the opposite direction or something. Like misdirection, Mr. Twizzard.
I have that.
I know.
So you think this crowd of like 100 people going one way and
No.
one guy going the other way will
No.
get their attention?
I'm thinking you might need to go in the culvert to do misdirection and have the guards chasing after your misdirection.
Yeah, and then you could charm people if you need to.
Is this a one-person job to roll up that door? Can one
No,
person?
No,
We're
you
going
would be
too.
with other people too. It's just you would go with Finric and Paelias and Reggie.
All
Right.
right.
And it would be me and Talon the owl.
All right. Oh, I'm on the door team now.
Mhm.
The inside part of the door team.
Because I don't think we're going to firebolt through it. I think we have to open it from the inside.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are drawing near the culvert now. Do people want to break off and go for it? What are you doing?
All right. I dive into the culvert.
Let's go for it.
With a +0 athletics.
All right, so Reggie, so culvert team. You got Reggie,
No, what's plus
Oh,
one?
plus
Paelias,
acrobatics.
Wizard, and Finric,
Yeah.
and Mr. Bones.
Go back. Look at that. Yes, Mr. Bones.
Oh, is Mr. Bones? Does he fit?
He's on the crank.
I almost feel like Mr. Bone should probably be with us, but
Not again. Not splitting up.
when did he split up the last time? You were the one who was going to leave him with Talon.
Because I thought we were gonna sneak in and he was gonna be all rattly and not. I didn't think it was gonna. I didn't think it was gonna be a long trip that we were going on. I thought I'd get back to him.
All right, so Lily and Talon the Owl are going to continue to lead the crowd toward the main gate. And you guys are branching out and crawling through the culvert.
Yes.
All right. Give me a stealth check for approaching the wall to go through the culvert.
Ooh, nice, Twizzard.
23. Didn't even hear my dice roll.
15.
Nat 20.
Oh!
Now,
I'm
is that
so
a
stealthy.
disadvantage? Is that a
Oh,
disadvantage, though?
Did you say disadvantage?
Yeah, because you're clanking armor.
Roll
Oh,
another
okay.
20.
You were in my nat 20.
I mean, I didn't ruin it. I just negated it.
Wait, was that a stealth check?
Yeah.
Yes.
The dice says 16, but it says 8 on my custom roll. Oh, is it 8 plus 8? No, I don't have any plus stealth. I'm gonna go with 16.
Reggie only got a 10, but with the guards at disadvantage for noticing things, considering there's a giant crowd that they're keeping track of, you guys make it to the culvert unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to go through. Who's going through first?
I'll go through first.
All right, Twizzard followed by.
Direct anyway.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think you'll need to misdirect when you get closer to.
You really want? That's an expensive spell. I don't have to do that.
Reggie's gonna go.
Why did
behind
you get it if you're never going to use it?
It's for emergency purposes.
This is an emergency purpose.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right,
And it's not-
you sort of poke your head out. Give me a perception as you poke your head out and look around.
Got a perception. 8. I look really quick.
You don't see anything in the immediate vicinity. Again, this is sort of one of the estates that has a lawn that's like hasn't been cared for in a while. But you do see on the streets every once in a while you see a guard or a city guard sort of run by, heading toward what you suspect is the main door that the crowd is heading toward.
All right, I wave everyone else through. We're
So
good.
you're
City's empty.
probably about 100 feet from the main road with this estate that you're coming out into the back of.
Okay.
So you guys sort of pop out one by one. Mr. Bones last. What would you like to do?
Can we see any holes in the wall where people might go in and out for
You
operating
have to
the
make
doors?
your way toward the gate.
I was just hoping we could see anything from where we're sitting. Sounds like no.
You want me to send the pseudo dragon?
Well, Reggie should know.
So
Just
you're
follow
looking
Reggie.
for doors to get inside the city wall.
Yeah.
Well, to get into
Um,
inside the wall to do the mechanism.
Yeah.
To do the mechanism, no, because you're not close enough to the main gate yet. There must be some way that people would get up to the top of it. From where you are, though, you don't see any of those doors.
Okay. Shall we head towards the door?
Yeah.
All right, so you're now on the inside of the city wall, heading toward the main gate, sort of flitting through the backyards of these estates that abut the city wall. And you notice almost every other one is sort of unkempt. It seems like a lot of these estates are not being maintained.
Dude, nobody lives here. Look at this.
Oh, you got houses for the
The-
townsfolk.
The
Well, we can just hang out here.
crowd gets to the sort of the main road leading up to the gate. Lily, you still have some control over them, although they're getting more unruly by the moment. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to actually figure out if we could make some kind of like range versus like does anyone have bows and arrows? Because that's the only thing we're going to be able to use right now, that and magic. So I think I'm just going to kind of get an idea of who's got ranged weapons, who can do basic magic with ranged stuff, so that until we figure out the door thing, that we can at least get the guards that are on the top.
I'll tell you right now, no one can do magic. There's about a dozen folks who claim they're good with a bow because they do some hunting.
Okay.
So you've got about a dozen archers of dubious accuracy.
All right. And I've got my firebolt cantrip, so I can do firebolts until we're a little bit more hands-on combat.
I've got darts.
Yeah, well, you're on the inside. Are you on the outside now?
No, I'm in the inside. That's fair.
Inside.
All right. So I'm going to I'm gonna sending stone to ask them where they are, because I'm gonna say we're gonna try to do a volley of arrows, but we want to make sure that it's going to be timed as best as possible. And I'll share that information with the people. Like, we have to time this just right. So right now we need to gather ourselves and figure out how we're going to attack.
Yep, they seem now that it's like the cusp of like revolution, you can tell that some folks are paying attention, but there's definitely like away from your center of influence, like people are getting restless, and you hear some broken windows and shouting from various places. Like
all right,
the chaotic energy is building very quickly.
So I'm gonna have to try to put a couple people in charge. Like, anyone who's good with a bow, I need for you to go here, and you're going to figure out who's the best archers that we got here.
All right, I can do it.
And then you with the swords, you figure out who your best parry masters are. Who's good at parrying?
Parry masters. Get the
Parry masters. I don't know.
All right. I think
I'm
Talon,
sure Lily knows the lingo better than I do.
I think Talon turns back into Talon and starts to help you. I think I'm better with my.
The bows.
I think I'm better with my bow than I am with my talons.
Oh, Talon.
And so he starts organizing the archers and starts moving them closer. He actually. As he's sort of moving people into position, there's a cry of pain from one of the archers as he gets an arrow in his shoulder, and so Talon quickly has people like get the cover, and you see there's some guards with heavy crossbows up on the wall, which have a range of 400 feet, by the way. But basically, the people need to be careful and to have cover, or they're going to
Okay,
get
so
down.
then maybe we should.
So it's sort of like guerrilla city warfare up until the point where there's no cover, and then that's where they sort of.
That's why
to find cover.
It's all about timing.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe we'll hide behind a couple of houses that are just on either side of the main gate.
You get as close as you dare, yeah. And once in a while, one of the townsfolk sort of like gets out in the street and gets hit by an arrow, and like after a couple of those happen, people sort of get the idea, and even the most boisterous of the revolution folks stay and sort of. You can feel this sort of tension building as they're like waiting for their moment.
All right. So I'm on the sending stone. Where are you guys at?
You guys are approaching. There's sort of one. You're at the edge of the last estate before the large central area and the main road that leads from the gate. Give me a perception check. Anyone in that group or multiple people.
Oh, very
18.
nice.
I also rolled and I got a 19.
We are perceptive.
You can see that not only are soldiers on the top of the 50-foot wall on either side of the gate, but there's also a sort of balcony-like platform that runs along the back or the inside of the door with small, I forget what they're called, but those small
Ballistas?
Arrow loops?
Arrow. What are they called?
Loops.
Lukes?
Loops, L-O-O-P, I think.
Oh, arrow loops, sure. Anyway, small holes in the door that they can fire arrows out of.
Oh.
And so there are a few archers standing on the door itself on this balcony, maybe about 20 feet up from the ground. You can also see a door to either side of the main gate that leads into the wall.
Ooh, that's what we need.
There are general, like, you see a few folks calling out orders. You see more soldiers sort of coming from different parts of the city. And the ones who seem to be in charge are sort of telling them where to go. Like, you go bolster that wall or you go over there. You can also see a group just sort of amassing on this side of the door.
We're taking too long.
I go in the door and I raise the gate.
How would you like to do that? You just sort of run toward the door?
That's in my mind, then I snap out of it. Is there a guy we can see who's in charge, that looks like he's in charge, giving orders to pretty much everyone?
Yes.
How far away is he?
He's sort of in the center of the street. So from where you are, 45, 50 feet? Because you're sort of on the edge of the only cover of the last estate, so you're not like out in the open on the street itself.
We can't.
And how many, apart from the guards that are in the balcony, the sort of covered area, how many do we see up on the wall by the gate?
You see about 15 to 20 on either side of the gate up on the wall.
Okay.
And there's a group of about 20 to 30 forming on the inside. You get the idea that they may be readying themselves for the door to open.
Like they may open it. Or
Like they may open it.
if we fireball that thing, I think we'll probably also wreck the mechanism. So then that kind of screws up our original plan, but also screws up their plan.
So should we sending stone them and let them know that there's a that it looks like they may be opening the gate and there's a bunch of guards waiting to storm out?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you hear that?
Yep. So then I could give that information to the townspeople to say that the gate will probably be open soon, but there's going to be a whole bunch of guards that will be rushing out, and we have to wait until they approach us so that it's less likely that we'll be hit by arrows.
Mm-hmm.
And that hopefully we'll be able to take out a large group of them with a couple of magic spells for area of effect. So stay hidden, stay behind these houses.
You sort of see them like tense up, grip their weapons. Talon hears this and he's like, all right, I'll ready our archers as they are to return fire.
So if that's the case, should we just wait and they'll open the door?
And that's what it seems like.
Because they don't know we're inside, so that might give us an advantage if they expose themselves inside.
I guess we can hang out for a moment and see if they're like seem like it's imminent, or if we need to. There were the people outside. If we need to have the people outside like trigger something to.
Right, to instigate it.
Yeah.
All right. So if we're going to be waiting, I cast Mage Hand and I play rock, paper, scissors with it. Just to pass the time.
All right. You see more guards coming from various parts of the inner city, growing that group.
Oh, they're getting too big.
Oh, they're bunching up.
Mm-hmm.
And how far away are we from the main gate?
The closest houses would be probably only 25, 30 feet from the wall.
Okay, just trying to get an idea. Like, I could certainly put a couple fire bolts up there.
Yeah, your archers could hit the top of the wall as well. They're sort of like waiting for.
Because it doesn't
actually,
cost me anything to hurl some firebolts.
You, the sound of a bowstring, you hear it off to the side, and you see one of the archers fire at one of the guards at the top of the wall. It goes wide and like clinks off the wall. And you hear Talon like shout a sharp word of reprimand to them for like firing before they're supposed to. You can tell that the tension is growing.
Yeah.
The person in charge of the soldiers on the inside is now walking sort of through the ranks of them. You can hear him saying something to them. And then he sort of turns and he starts walking back toward the front.
Does he get closer to us at any point?
Does he get closer to you? He's
Not
pretty much staying
significant.
in the center of the road.
Oh, okay.
You're trying to get within range for something?
Yeah. I was hoping to be within 30 feet.
You really want to charm him?
I could try charming him, yeah.
But then he'll know he's been.
Well, only afterwards. And he would be charmed for an hour.
So he doesn't know that he's being charmed if it's failing?
If it fails, he knows.
Right.
Then we're in
So
trouble.
You see him,
it's worth the risk.
Well, he doesn't know
because the
I
dice
did.
are in your favor. You see him walk over closer to you because he's going to the door that's closest to you on the side to speak to the soldier at that door. So you can tell he's about to get within range, but only for a
All right.
moment. If you
So
want to
I
use
tell
it.
everyone, I have an opportunity to charm possibly the guy in charge. Do we do it?
Really?
All right. So
All right.
that mumble sounded like go for it. So if he gets close enough, I'm going to charm him.
He's close enough. Go for it.
I cast charm.
All right. What is it?
You have to be a wisdom of 16. Good luck, because that guy seems like a dum-dum.
18, buddy.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
shit.
Wait, so if we're hidden, does he know like where it came from, or does he just know someone tried to do it?
Oh, that would have been a
So-
good question to ask beforehand.
He feels
Eh.
what he would feel is someone sort of like he would feel your I don't know, psychic presence trying to press in on his head, but he shakes it off. And you can see him sort of like look around visibly, like, and he starts to run toward the center again.
Can I speak commands? I say halt.
What's the distance on that?
Wait, why?
Range, rather?
Because wait, what do we want him to do? We want him to come to us, or
No, we want him to keep on doing what he was doing. I'm not quite sure.
It has a
Oh.
60-foot range, so yeah, you could reach him.
oh, well, do we not want to?
Well, so I was trying to charm him, so maybe he could like change
Open the door.
plan that they were doing a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Twizzard was flying by the seat of his pants, actually.
Well, not necessarily. So maybe he could give an order to open the door, but everyone to hold their fire
I get one word, dude.
or disperse. Well, no. Because I thought Steven was asking what the goal of all of it was.
Oh,
Or
Well,
was
within the context of why we would be telling him to halt.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I could have him grovel. Do we want him to grovel? That might be worthwhile, just to see.
Why don't we just not blow this whole thing that we have going on?
I have to say that to do command, you have to shout the word, so it would clearly give away your acting position.
All right.
Just
So
put that
basically-
out there.
So basically, I start a command, and Finric like covers my mouth.
You're like, ow.
Because
Um,
Finric is tall enough to do that.
But you
I
do
mean,
see
we're all
him.
like-
I jump up and
Yeah, there you go.
You,
He kicks
you
me in
do
the
see
shin.
him run up to another person, and that person tears off through the assembled group of guards, headed toward the main castle.
Oh, he's getting HR.
Mm,
Uh-oh.
way to go. Way to go. That or he's getting Falrith.
They're calling HR on you.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Violated company policy. All right.
okay. Now then, what happens?
He's sort
Are
of
they-
standing in the center. He looks a little shaken, but he's not doing anything right now. There's the last few couple guards. There's probably now 60 or so in the street. The amount on the walls have stayed about the same.
I guess I'm looking to ascertain if he's waiting to get to hear the result of what he's just done, or if he's dispatched someone but is still going to continue doing what he's doing.
Give me an insight check. If you can read his movements from about 50 feet away.
22.
Good.
You get the feeling that he is waiting for the results of the messenger he just sent off.
Okay, so guys, remind me how this whole magic thing works, because I don't do that. If he goes and gets Falrith or someone, will they be able to detect that we're here? Like, should we withdraw
Falrith has
until
sneaky
this plays
tricks.
out?
He has sneaky tricks that he pulls out.
Yeah,
that we
he
don't
could
know
find
about.
you guys with his
He
scrying.
seems to be able to do that.
But we can
Well,
tell
we've got
if
our
he's coming toward
anti-scrying
us.
thing still. We should be okay.
Do you have the anti-scrying thing? Because to my knowledge, it was on the boat.
I
Did we
think
each
you
get
guys
pouches?
said you brought it with you. I feel
Oh, it's
fairly
in the
certain.
bag of holding?
I
Was it in the
thought,
bag of-
didn't we
I
have
remember
a
discussing
orb.
like, does it work when it's in the bag? Because the bag's a different dimension, and like, but then
Our,
we just
our
decided
pouches only protect our amulets.
because you have to stay within
100
50
feet.
feet of it. Yeah, it's 100. Well, yeah, 100 foot to cover
It's
the.
100.
That's why. You put it in the
diameter.
center. But I believe there was a discussion about this, and you decided to bring it with you. Because otherwise, that would have
that sounds like
negated
us.
its effect. Like, when you even set foot on the lawn, that would you would have been vulnerable to his scrying.
Well, now that this is all happening, we're talking about this ostensibly by a standing stone. It seems like we would take that out.
Yeah, I assume you've had it on your person, because I distinctly remember the conversation about it.
I actually do. I actually have it. The amulet of proof against detection and location. I actually do have active in my
Yeah,
feed.
yeah. I think you're protected from scrying, but you're not.
We're not protected from detect magic.
Right. Well, actually, you might be. Because that is
Makes
divination.
sense, but only. Yeah, but
What does it say it protects you from? Because we were using that as a placeholder for the sphere that you're all attuned to.
Orb of something. It's water glow metal.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
all
water
I know
glow
it
metal.
is.
you're hidden from divination magic. You can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors.
Gotcha.
Then detect magic would only detect us if we had anything detectable.
That's
Like
the
all our
presence of
amulets
magic.
are enclosed. And we're not actively using magic, right? Or unless Mr. Bones counts.
Mr. Bones would definitely have an aura. If you have any magical weapons, they would have a slight aura.
And that has a range, so if we just got a little bit away.
Yeah, yeah.
So should we back off a little bit, guys?
Yeah, I feel like we probably should. Regardless of who's coming, Falrith or HR, they're gonna be powerful magic, so they'll see right through us, I'm sure. Unless it's
I mean, it seems like we only need to go like a house or like a building or two down, but it seems like we should.
yeah, we go to one of the unkempt buildings, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We can't
All right, so
see
you
from
guys,
there.
you guys sort of back away a little more into the yard of the estate.
Mhm.
You can still see the group from there, right? Presumably, are you losing sight of them, or are you going to be in?
We're gonna try to still see the group, I would think. Yeah.
You're just a little further back.
Yeah.
What you see the group do is sort of point up, and you sort of follow their finger up, and you see the black cloaked and hooded figure that you'd seen yesterday flying through the air with large green glowing ephemeral dragon wings. And you see her fly over the wall, and then you see a bright flash of light flash from her down behind a building where the peasants are readying, and a fireball erupts. And that's where we'll pick things up next time.
That's not good.
So,
Sorry,
a
Lily.
bunch of deck saves. Sorry, Lily.
Oh boy. Well, good thing everything's recently been watered down.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. The human body is not so much, but the buildings. Yeah, no, it's funny. So, yeah, behind the scenes, she was arguing with the king to not light the fires because she was like, "What good is that going to do?" You're just like, but she lost that argument, and so he started to burn the place down. But then, yeah, when the sort of sub-captain, I mean, don't feel too bad, Twizzard, because she was definitely watching from the castle, but when the messenger was like, yeah, there's some magic user fucking with their captain, she flew out to just like, because they were figuring they were going to open the doors and you're just going to like crush these townspeople.
How high up was she flying when she came over?
High enough to get over the wall, so probably 60, 70 feet, because the wall is 50, so she wouldn't have just skimmed right over the top. She would have gone a little higher. So,
Because I was kind of hoping to say, as soon as she appeared, I immediately cast Fireball right on her. But I wanted to do it so I could hit the guards too. But I think I don't know, maybe it still would have been a good use. Like while she was in range, because I think she's over the wall now and she's out of range.
I mean,
because she already started doing that.
Yeah, it's a little weird because, like, if you're in initiative, right, and say you're holding a spell, right, for a trigger, that really only sort of lasts until your next turn, and if that trigger never happens, then you basically wasted that spell slot. So the idea that maybe you were holding something until you saw her, but like, I think it would be like, basically it's like you see her flying, which probably throws you for a loop because I doubt you were expecting that. And then it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna cast Fireball, but she's flying, you know, whatever speed she's flying. So
Too late.
You're like, you don't have it mentally prepared, right? It's not like you're holding it. That said, if you're on the inside of the wall, the problem is almost the angle at that point because you'd have to be able to see her. I mean, you could definitely hit her on the way back in.
It wouldn't have been wasted because I just would have, if she was gone and I was still in the middle of casting it, just would have directed it towards the 60 guards that were on the road.
Right, but you can get her
If
on her
you want to start next session with fireballing the 60 guards, that sounds good. But I think at this point you've probably missed your opportunity to hurt her.
Yeah, I think I missed her. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Okay.
I'll have to write her
So
note.
yeah, we'll see how devastating that fireball is to the resistance next time because it's almost it is midnight.
Wait, the resistance? Are you fireballing the resistance, or she's fireballing the resistance?
She's fireballing the resistance. She is flying with her ephemeral dragon wings over the wall.
She came out, flew over, and started burning people.
We haven't seen what that does. We'll have to do some generic dexterity saves, and Lily and Talon will do specific dexterity saves. But we'll start next time with that. All right.
Spot.
I'm dying.
Lily's always so optimistic. All right. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time when this battle really gets going. All right. See ya.